Yeah, I think this is a hard matchup for Harold here.
Yeah, it doesn't seem great for the Herald deck. I would put my money on the Saria in this matchup for sure, but
Yeah,
I mean, obviously stranger things have happened, so uh, I'm very excited to see what the verse vibes are here.
me too. Because I'll be curious to see what Chaos values in this matchup and whether or not Matt goes all in on the Meteor Open like we saw in the last round, or
I think he's going to start Meteor Open.
I agree. I agree with you. I think so as
I
well.
think
I was
it's
being a little bit rhetorical.
I think it's very safe. Um, I just think it's safe to start Meteor. Like if if he ends up on Swordsman Battleseer and the Meteor doesn't kill those things, he has, some little crappy guys he can hopefully pressure the Phoenixborn Guard and get in there for the last point of damage on at least one of the two knights.
Right. Yeah, I agree with Leonard here. If Chaos can big brain first five again, there's a chance, but Matt is arguably the best first fiver in the game. Look, um, no doubt, Matt is. I don't think we were when we talked about this in the preview show. Matt is one of the best players in Ashes, hands down. We know that. Everybody knows that. There, arguably, we're missing some of the other best players like Carl today, but I would love to see somebody like Chaos, who has been a real champion from this community. I kind of it's the people's champ here, right? A little bit like Matt's the big bad because he's the best or whatever. But I love playing against Matt, and winning against Matt is never a given, no matter what or how good you come out of round one. I have come out of round one games with Matt very well and found my advantage slowly eating away over three more rounds. Have a good nap, Strant. I wish I could take one. But yeah, come back in a little bit to harass him some more. We would love that. So plus we'll have
We're still going to be
top
live
four
for
here.
another 3 or 4 hours for sure.
Yeah. So, um, so yeah, I mean,
I'll be back.
Right. Neil feels threatened, but this is a tough matchup for Harold. Harold lives on battlefield combat and a mill deck with doves and owls and these sorts of things.
And it lives on holding its guys back.
Right.
Because it wants you to commit to the board first so it can get its hunter's mark value.
Right.
And that's just like holding guys back is terrible against Meteor and Neil.
That's right. Do we see Raven? Maybe Leonard. I mean, obviously Raven.
This is a match where Raven has some things to eat.
Yeah, and it feels like Raven can really pressure Harold and speed up the win con. But Matt probably doesn't feel any pressure to be speedy, so I really don't know if we see Raven.
I don't think we will, because I don't think it's necessary. Like this is a matchup where it will always have a target, but I'm not sure that it crosses, like, there's just no unit that you want to attack with it. Like, it has a lot of prey targets, but there's not a lot of things that you care about, like, running it into.
I mean, some percentage of Chaostheory's deck has to feel pretty bad here. Just when you're trying to protect against damage sources. Although Particle Shield has the opportunity to keep one of his knights alive through Meteor, but without any good untaps and things like that, I think it's going to be hard to like get advantage through the Neils on top of all of that. Like I think Neil has heavier weight in this matchup than Meteor does.
Well, yeah, it depends on if he starts the gate start, right?
Right.
Like you'd rather have the Meteor against the gate start if you're mad.
But you're also okay, so I know we'll see this play out here because they're getting ready to get started here, and Chaostheory is going to go first. But Chaostheory could get in for what, 7 damage on Saria, and then you Meteor the board out, and then it's what happens after that?
Right. I'm not sure. I don't think that Gates is a good first 5 here.
Yeah. So we do see the Lightbringer. Just a good answer to Owl. We know Matt may be on like Druid second Owl open here, just to continue to pressure those owls out. It's a good way to fight around Harold's Hunter's Mark to have second Owl on board going into the next round. Like second Owl,
Cobra.
Yeah, second Owl isn't about like a Swordsman med. Yeah, we did see a Swordsman med there potentially. But he could also just be meting in for double Lightbringer if he's on gates. Like, it's possible that this is just a gates open, and so you need two Lightbringer, you need two Divine Dice up high enough for that gates open. And he didn't. He had a basic there, so I think losing Nature's Wrath hurts a little bit against this board, but Matt does bring that Cobra out right away.
And then we have a Salamander Monk from Chaos. Obviously, he's not going to make a Lightbringer into an empty board.
One more illusion needed for gates.
Potentially.
No. Yeah.
I mean, he can meditate for, because it'll be, if it's gates, it'll be False Demon, then gates, then False Demon again, and they're like.
It depends on if he's really on double False Demon.
Meditate at some point in this game.
Because you could play a single False Demon, spend 5, spend 2 more, go to 7, and still have a Knight on gates. So you could have like a combination gates and Knight versus second False Demon in this.
Yeah, I think you're either all in on gates or you're not on gates at all.
I don't know.
Because getting 2 more 1/1s is not like really where you want to be with your 3 dice, I think.
So here's Magic Siphon putting in work for Matt on rolling down those illusion dice, forcing probably more med from Chaos here.
So just like last game, you're talking about how Matt doesn't like to start Magic Siphon, but he just does. Here
he is again, yeah. Yep.
This is a Raven, I think.
No, it's 3 Owl.
Okay, never mind. Just had a lot of text on it, and I assume that it says Raven. But
so Matt's board so far is Cobra, 3-Eyed Owl. I'm going to guess we're seeing a similar first 5 to what we saw last time.
Yeah.
Here, which is just going to be make the Owl, med the Owl book away, play Druid. Although Druid doesn't look as great into Herald, the Tame 2 is relevant against these 2 attack value units. If Matt or if Chaostheory has started a Knight, then he can eat that Druid.
I think it looks really good. Like, it's, you know that it's safe against everything that's not a Knight, and if it's a Knight, you know it eats a Knight attack.
Chaos going for the Shadow Spirit here. I like the Shadow Spirit. I think the Shadow...
it's better than the other thing when your opponent doesn't have Nature Ping.
Right. So far, Matt has not meted up Meteor into more than 1 damage. Doesn't need to at this point. In fact, he may only need 1 power site ever in this matchup, outside of just Knights, because of just the
right,
value.
That's factual. He'll do it for, like, if you're going to meditate for it, you probably meditate to double Lion just so you have it in case they play a Knight.
Right.
Because there's like none of your guys that survive it at 2.
Right.
So the difference between 2 and 3 for you is almost none. The only thing is like how much damage you want to put on your Essence Druid.
Mm-hmm.
But Chaostheory in the tank here a little bit. Just runs the Swordsman out. So
I like this. I mean, like, because you don't traditionally want to target anything with Cobra.
Yeah, I think this is totally good.
Yeah. You just traditionally want to try to get PB face and force your opponent to like exhaust a unit. And
but I do think that he was going to attack Salamander Monk with Cobra regardless of.
So now, do you Hunter's Mark this 3-Eyed Owl and attack it with your Salamander Monk?
I mean, it depends on what his last card is.
I assume it's gates, but it may not be. We may be on double Knight open again here.
If it's a gates, you have to kill the Owl. If it's a Knight, you should just play the Knight.
Yeah.
If it's something else you can play, I would always suggest
he's certainly holding
else first.
He's holding the dice for Battleseer here again.
Right. I think it's a Battleseer, and I think he's going to play it. If it's a gates, he's in a lot of trouble.
Right.
So he's decided
Hunter's Cobra.
Okay, so this is about the same as attacking the Owl, because he's going to tap the Owl down.
Yeah, not enough Divine for gates. There is enough Divine for gates here. He could gates and still play Lightbringer and Salamander Monk.
He just wouldn't get double Lightbringer.
Yeah.
I agree, fighting. I think it's double Knight. meditates a meteor away. Meditates another meteor away.
Well, that's good for Chaos here.
Now he wishes he was on Gates. No, he just wants to draw Gates next turn, so maybe that's good.
You know he's sitting on meteor
Meditates
now.
a Neil.
Yep. This is a tough med for Matt here. This opens the door slightly, ever so slightly, for Chaos to take control of this game.
I think the door is wide open. Like,
yeah.
If he's out of books, he's on Essence Druid, probably, and Meteor. So
he's going for the Cobra, second Cobra activation here over.
Oh yeah, 100% you do. Because you need the Cobra attack damage to potentially deal a damage to Swordsman after the Meteor.
So now do you Lightbringer force this Essence Druid to attack and exhaust? Yeah, absolutely. Right.
I think so. Oh, and he does it immediately. He doesn't wait at all.
Yeah, because the reason you do that is the Essence Druid has to attack exhaust, and then you get to come back and you get to try to punch that Druid for 1 before Matt plays his big Meteor. Loses a steady.
Or you just leave it alone. Like it. I guess if you think he's on Meteor, you should attack it.
Yeah.
And then it'll get the Saria block, and then you can attack it again. Well, or it forces the Meteor right away.
Forces the Meteor, yeah. But he doesn't. What's he do? What did he do? Oh, he played the Lightbringer and it met it. Okay, so there's the Essence Druid attack. I'm sure this is going to get a Herald Guard, yeah.
Yep.
For sure.
So the real question, we know what it's Cobra and Meteor, probably.
Probably. Yeah, we don't know the last card actual, but we know one of those is Cobra.
So we know that the Sonic is dead. Because of the
guard being
Meteor
down.
Meteor plus Cobra attack kills Sonic.
Yeah,
but
and he's
if he's
got
at
a
the
Divine
Battle
Cobra.
Seer, then
he probably comes out ahead round 1 here. I don't know if I like attacking PB face here, but
why?
I think you should try to pressure the Druid for 1 life. It makes the Meteor kill the Druid.
Oh, right. Yeah, he should attack Druid with one of the guys.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably going to be guarded by Saria anyways, but then the guard is down, and you make Shadow Spirit.
You're right. You should attack Druid.
Yeah.
But he's not. He just values the damage on face, I guess.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I don't know if I agree with that decision, but I'm not the player, and Chaos is currently undefeated, so he obviously knows his deck well enough to know.
We have Cobra Book, and see, another problem here is, like, you have to pass now, I think.
Yeah, you can't play Shadow Spirit into this, and you can't play Battle Seer into this, right?
Well, you could play Battle Seer into it, but okay, so he makes a Shadow Spirit. That's fine. Just daring into Meteor.
Doesn't do it. Did he not open Meteor? What would he have double Divine for in round 1? Is it just a Raven here on the back end? Like, is he just going to drop?
Be cool.
Just drop a Raven book, and
it wouldn't be. I don't know how good it would be, but it'd be cool. I think Meteor would be much better than Raven here, but
agreed. But you wouldn't want to
play the way that he played it though.
No.
What are his? Does he have another book that's potential? No, he doesn't.
Right. So it's either Raven or it's a Meteor.
It's not a Dove book, right?
Yeah, because Dove book requires Charm.
It could be Shepherd, I guess.
Shepherd into
nothing.
Into Beast Tamer. I mean, rough. I don't know. That's a weird line from Matt. Obviously,
it has to be Meteor, right? There's like no way.
It just has to be. Maybe he wants to go top around. He knows that his Druid's exposed here.
And Chaos is just going aggro, just straight to face.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think I would have lowered. Well, weird. Okay, I would probably lower the Meteor dice 1. But I guess it doesn't matter too much other than for your Sonic. It would protect your Sonic a little better.
Okay, so he is going to attack Sonic.
Gets the Consume Soul.
Consume Soul. Doesn't matter very much in this matchup, I don't think. Maybe it does. I'm not sure. Yep. So there's the Battle Seer.
What's this last divine die for then? Or
Nothing.
nothing, I guess.
I would not meditate to make a power side.
Matt loses an
against
Orchid
no
Dove
deck.
book, so that's going to require the Druid to pull back a Dove at some point here.
All that meditated was make his future Druid draws better. Like it's
So
not
Saria
loss
takes
at all.
7 here in round 1. So Chaos is just sticking to this aggressive. I'm going to just smack you as hard as I can before you take care of my units. Meteor clearing the board other than Druid and Battleseer. No more meteors now. So just Neils for Matt.
Just one Neil, because he doesn't have 3 Neils. There's only 2.
Right.
So he has to pilot this game now with no sweepers, which I think is going to be difficult.
Chaos runs Shepherds.
He has 1 Shepherd and another Sonic possible draw.
Yeah, this is a good.
That's right.
There's a little bit of luck that came into play on that meditation in round 1 for Matt, in terms of for Chaos's advantage in this game. And obviously Battleseer into Druid. Also pretty good here, except the Tame 2 is a problem for you until you play Lightbringer.
Right. He has to do something with to deal with this Druid. I assume that Matt's going to make a Cobra right away.
Yeah,
to play around the Lightbringer. But
I'm really digging Matt's deck here. I also like Chaostheory's deck quite a bit here as well.
Yeah, I think he has to make a Cobra, or just like play a Hollow. Hollow might be his best card. Does he have Shepherd? So what did Matt do? I'm confused. Oh, he played Magic Siphon.
And then used it, yeah.
But Chaos decided not to Lightbringer.
See, I think I had a Lightbringer here for sure.
I think that was definitely a missed opportunity on Lightbringer.
Because if Matt is holding Neil, this looks like a pretty good Neil now.
Well, you just like that. Your Raptor Herder is meaningless into Essence Druid.
Right.
Like.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if I like that decision.
I guess he could attack like if Matt doesn't do anything, he can attack and do 3 and tap his board out.
Yeah, that's true. And then that allows you to tap the 3-eyed, but here's a Shepherd.
Yeah. Gets a Beast Tamer. Yep.
In some ways, I guess this is better because the Shepherd didn't hit that Essence Druid. Which is if you'd killed the Essence Druid in round 1, that Shepherd would have retrieved an Essence Druid again. And we know a single Orchid Dove book is in the bin right now.
I think you should have tried to kill the Shepherd. Or not the Shepherd, the Essence Druid.
Here's the Lightbringer now.
And see, now it looks bad. I mean, it's okay still. It's just not great. Because Matt's going to have 2 tame guys before you get an attack off.
Well, no, he's got to attack now. And so Herald can block this, right? And now you get to attack back in with the whole board like this before you get the Beast Tamer down. Yeah. He essentially the way he played it allows the Lightbringer to get 1 more point of damage before the attack. Allows I don't know.
That's true in either case. If he had done it earlier, he still could have attacked the Lightbringer if he wanted. So we mark the. Yeah, that's a good mark. Because now if he blocks anything bigger than a 1/1, the wait, no, that's
no, it's right. Anything over a 2 attack it takes double damage.
Oh, the crescendo though.
The crescendo kills it. That's
okay. Big. So now the things make more sense. The crescendo makes more sense and that's a huge attack now.
For sure. Because Saria is down to 4 life now. That's a monster right there. That is a monster on Saria here.
Yep.
Yes, he is.
And I don't think that. Oh my god!
Just go light swordsman in for 2. Force the owl to block.
You block owl now.
Yeah.
Because he has no cards in hand.
Like, this is gonna turn into a top of round 3 win for Chaos here.
Maybe. Matt still has a lot of dice, and like, if he has a couple actual attackers, the Herald Guard is down, and he can take out the Raptor. And
the only attacker he can generate though is Cobra. Well, he's got a Tamer. He can still generate.
He's got Tamer in his hand. He can play a Hollow maybe. He definitely has the ability to make guys with 1 power that can kill some of these units.
So there's a Beast Tamer. Yeah, no, you don't count Matt out for sure, but you certainly look at this board and go, wow, like, I mean, because Chaos can turn around here and make a Shadow Spirit as well.
Now so the way that this game played out, False Demon would have been 10,000 times better than Shadow Spirit.
Yeah.
Because he had a dice left over in round 1, so he could have made it round 1. And then this round, it would kill the Shepherd to remove a blocker for the top of round attack next round.
Right. Now he's going to have to attack the Shepherd with this Shadow Spirit, right? And there's the Orchid Dove. Matt's still holding dice to show an Essence Druid. He may just have second Essence Druid here. It's very likely.
Good.
Yep.
Which I don't know about very likely, but it's possible.
Well, second Essence Druid and you're 16 cards into the deck.
You're 1 in 8, so 25%.
Just guarantee it with the Shepherd.
Yeah.
just go ahead and play another Shepherd and guarantee it with the Shepherd.
Shepherd is better than Essence Druid. Like,
so Matt Frog pings the second Shepherd, passes main action. That's interesting. Why would you pass main action knowing the Essence Druid is coming down? I guess to hunt Cobra?
What are you gonna do? What would your main action be?
Take Shadow Spirit into the other Shepherd and clear the blocker.
Oh no, you definitely wait until he makes a Cobra.
Well, no, because you could
if
force.
He's gonna make an Essence Druid, then it doesn't matter.
Right, because you would force the med here too, with the Shadow Spirit ability.
He already has to meditate, and this game's not going to decking if Chaos is winning, so the meditate doesn't actually matter very much.
Sure,
I think it's fine. You keep yourself open. If Matt decides to make a Cobra, you have a better attack then.
Yeah. So he does get the second Orchid book here
because so he makes that attack you were talking about. He just does it a turn later, so he like left himself decision timing.
So this should be the end of round 3. Is this lethal even with the 2 blockers up?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does he have redirects?
Because Matt's at 4.
No, because he gets to kill 2 guys off. So
knock 2 guys out of this equation here. Yeah,
he'll kill a light swordsman or something.
So he'd get in for 3.
He's 2.
No, he'd get in for 3. Well, no, you're right. 2. You're right. So 18. Huh. I think Chaos is going to have to go top around Lightbringer.
Yeah, the Lightbringer changes that math a lot, actually. Because since he didn't roll any charm power sides, him making Lightbringer here is really big.
Yep.
Because that's 5 then,
right?
Barring something from Matt.
I think as long as Chaostheory sees it, he is in the clear to win this game right here. But I don't think he saw it with Light Swordsman.
Well, Light Swordsman also.
Yeah. I guess that fixes the combat.
You have to do it correctly, though. Oh, I guess there won't be a time to Shatter Pulse.
Right.
Never mind, because his guys won't die. So you should.
There we go. Chaostheory pulls the win out.
Awesome. This Herald list is like as close to an aggro deck as we've seen.
Mm-hmm. Just aggressive double knight open, dodge the Sword of Virtue open from Odette in the previous round we watched him play. And Light Swordsman is
Light Swordsman looked really good that game.
I've really enjoyed Light Swordsman in general. The more I play it lately, the better I have liked its value. I don't think it's a 3/3/3 kind of card. You know, like you don't play 3 copies of it, but I think
Yeah.
it as a 1 over a 2 of. Um, you know, it does a lot of work. I don't think Harold actually specifically had anything to do with this matchup being scary chefs. I mean, a
The
little
Hunter's
bit.
Marks were good.
He only
Both
did it once, right?
he did twice.
Oh yeah. He did it on the first one into the owl, into the what was it? The cobra to exhaust the owl. Yeah.
And the second one, while he didn't use the stock half of it, he put it on the Essence Druid like to make his big attack for that. You know, he attacked for like 1 million and killed the Essence Druid because it was marked.
Right.
Because he was forced to block with the marked Essence Druid.
So
So yeah, I think that the Herald text was very important to this game.
Chaostheory comes through all 4 rounds of Swiss undefeated here. That's super relevant and obviously one of his best showings to date.
Good game, Cass. That was great. We were talking about how we thought you were an underdog going in there against the control deck, but you played great.